It's school education day at the Bank Tank, which means another bright and early start for the Walleye as they take on the Wings. Toledo ahead 1-0 in the first. Andre Doucette wraps it back in front to Chase Graysock. He pops it up for his second goal of the game already. Still up by 2 in the second. Check this out. A fan threw a chicken nugget on the ice. Over comes Kirill Tyutyayev, launching the piece of chicken back into the crowd, but surprisingly, that's where the Walleye's downfall started, as Tyutyayev gets called for misconduct and is sent to the penalty box for 10 minutes. So that's where the Wings come in. Robert Callisti trickles the twine, and we're tied. Later in the frame, it's Eric Bradford sliding into Colin Sockman, and in close as Kalamazoo takes the lead. And, well, that's all the Wings needed the rest of the match. They would add 3 more, though, for a 6-2 win.
Yeah, I mean, credit to them the way they came out in that second period, but I felt we made things way too easy for them. Just it wasn't us at all. Soft turnovers, penalties forced by more turnovers. It was probably that second period was the worst we managed pucks all season long. We did everything extremely well in that first period, and that's what we talked about after the second period was getting back to those core principles. But credit to Kalamazoo at in that third period, they weren't going to allow us to really establish that forecheck. They were getting pucks deep and making us play through all 5 of them.
Matt Melzak and Jordan Strack break down this odd turn of events.
All right, thank you, Jordan. I gotta ask I guess it's the $1 million question. Yeah. How does a game turn from what we saw Toledo do in the first period, which was thorough domination, to in the second period, all of a sudden they're trailing because of it?
Yeah, for sure. I thought in the first period the Walleye really controlled their own zone. They were able to get pucks out, keep pucks to the outside. In the second period, you start turning pucks over. Kalamazoo gets going in transition. The power play goal in the second period certainly changed the way this hockey game looked. The Walleye did some uncharacteristic things, got into some bad habits in that second period, and just dug themselves a hole way too deep.
And even though this team has been so good, they've won a couple of games this year, trailing going into the third period. They've picked up points in 5 times when they've been trailing. You can only go to the well so many times. There's going to be games where it just doesn't work in the third period.
Yeah, and there's going to be games that look like this. It's a long season. You're going to have some rough days. I thought the second and third period here today were just not who this Walleye team generally are. But they're going to flip the page, and they're going to get back in this thing. But yeah, as you said, when you dig yourself in a hole that many times, it's really hard to get back out and having to keep exerting that much energy to come back in hockey games night after night. Today it caught up to him.
Yeah, it certainly did as Kalamazoo gets the win. Toledo back here on the home ice coming up on Friday night against Cincinnati on Teddy Bear Toss Night. Going to be a fun one here at the Huntington Center.